In this video, we are going to be discussing about two powerful ways to use logging module called stream logging and file logging. Both are having their own set of pros and cons. What I want to showcase in this video is I want to showcase how you can inject these two different set of logging methodologies into your Python projects. So let's get started. Let me open my Visual Studio Code, and inside here I don't want to use this project. What I want is open a new folder. So I'll open my experiments folder, and inside here I'll create a new file called logging demo. Remember to never call this as logging.py, because the logging module is also called logging, and it might introduce some hidden bugs into your program. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to first of all import logging module. Okay, so after we have the logging module imported, what we can do is we can use its logging functionality. By default it will not log to console, and for that we need to create a handler which is called stream handler. So I will define a variable called stream handler, and I'll create logging dot stream handler, and this stream handler is not going to take any variable. Okay, now what before even starting with stream handler, I would like to get a logger. Okay, so I can get a logger, logging dot get logger, and here I can specify the name, although it's not required, but yeah, we can specify. Now after this is done, so I can take my logger and I can add the handler. Which is the handler? My stream handler. Okay, now any log statements will be printed in our console, from where we run the program. But before that, let me set the level of the logger. So set level, there are 4 levels, as you might be aware: debug, info, warning, and error. And there is one more called critical, but we won't be going into that for now. So I'll say logging dot debug, logging logging dot debug. Okay, and after logging dot debug, what basically setting level has done is it will print all the logs which are having level greater than or equal to this set level. Okay, so debug, info, everything will be printed. So let's start with printing something. Okay, logging dot info, let's print info. This is a basic info. Okay, and now let me start running this program. Okay, so I'm in this folder. Let me check. So I have got logging demo.py. So I'll start running this program. Okay, so we are not seeing any anything as of now, and the reason for that, let me check. So set level has been done, logger. Oh, okay, because we did not specify the logger here. And let me save this and let me run this again. So this is a basic info, we are able to see that. Now one thing that we could do at this point is we can specify the format of this log as well. Okay, so how are we going to specify the format? What we can do is we can create a formatter, and this formatter will be from logging dot get or maybe formatter only. Yeah, formatter. And here I need to specify the format. Okay, so format takes this special syntax where we can have a multiple set of information here. Let me So I can write down. Okay, so here I can write down ASC time, and here I can write down maybe a message. Okay, and then there are other things also that we can write down, such as level name or name, things like that. Well, let's do it. Percentage s. S is just for string. Okay, so I will say level, and then percentage s name. So these four pieces of information we are setting in the formatter. We are specifying like how are we going to have the logs displayed. So let me cut this here, and formatters go at the handler level, because we might be interested in getting logs in console differently than in a file. In a file we might be interested in getting detailed logs, right? But in console we might only be interested in getting some basic level logs, and if need arises we can go inside the file to view detailed logs. Okay, so now in the handler I can set the formatter, and this formatter I will pass. So now it should so this message should appear in the format that we just specified. Okay, let me now print this method again. So this is a basic info arguments. So we are not doing something correct. Let me see. Is it level name? Okay, control S. Yeah, so I think let me rerun this to make you see correctly. So if you notice, we specified ASCII time first, then we got the time, then we got the message, then we got the level name, and then we got the name. Now name will be the module which called this. Suppose um, in a hypothetical scenario, if I'm running a pipeline which is having multiple scripts and dependencies, it might be printing logs from other files as well, and I'll show you how that might look like. But here main just represents currently this logging demo.py is the main script which is being run. Okay, so this was the basic idea of stream handling. Now let's talk about briefly, and it's going to be much easier now. Let me expand the file browser, because we will be looking at logs here only. Okay, so now let me create a file handler. Okay, so I'll say logging dot file handler. Now here I need to specify the file name. Okay, so file name would be, let's say, app.log, and again I need to add the formatter set. So here I could have maybe a different set of formatter. Okay, so I can copy this formatter and create another formatter, and I can pass in the file handler. And finally I need to add this into loggers as well. So logger dot add handler, and here I will pass the file handler. Now what this will do is, it will now print these logs in both stream handler and in the file handler. Let me maybe let me have more logs now. Okay, so first let's do a debug info warning and error. Okay, so now this should be printed in both console and in file. So if I run this, notice here on the left a file will be created. Okay, so we have got the file, and we also have got these detailed logs. Okay, so if I open the logs file, you see, and since I am opening this log file in my Visual Studio, it is also doing this nice formatting, color formatting, which is making us see clearly what's going on. Okay, now let me show you one more thing. Okay, let me define maybe one more. So maybe app is already set up, right? Currently app is currently set up. Now what I can do is, from the app from the app I can import certain packages. Okay, and from within the app So from within the app I can have logging setup. Okay, so let me copy this entire command here, control C, and paste it right here, and let me import the logging module here as well. Okay, although there are I know better ways to do this, but for now let me do copy pasting, because there could be a centralized file in which logging is defined, or we can do it right now as well. One second, let's see. I'll do get logger dot py. Okay, now inside the get logger dot py I'll paste my code, import logging, and instead of copy pasting this from here, what I can do is from get logger import logger. Okay, so now I can import from get logger this logger that has been defined. I don't need to write all this code. Okay, and similarly I can do similar kind of setup there as well in my logging module. So I can simply get rid of these modules, and I can, so first of all let me check whether this is working or not. Okay, and if I run this, okay, it is working, right? And but you see now the function is coming from get logger. Okay, because this is a centralized logger which we have created. Okay, now if I I think I did not justified creating this thing. Let me see, let me do one thing. Let me I think by default, since logger is coming from here, it will be created using this name, but anyways you get the point, right? So this is what we can achieve using logger. But then there are other types of logging as well, like besides the stream logger and file handler, because you can imagine in real production scenarios where let's say you are building systems in cloud, and cloud systems like function app lambdas generate a lot of logs. So you might be having situation where logs take so much space, so you might have some sort of life cycle and deletion policy, which could tell you how after how much time you have to delete your logs. So that retention policy and all. So for that kind of scenario, there is this logger called rotate, I think file rotating, I think something like that. I don't recall it, but there was such a uh, package. Let me check internet one second. Rotating logger. So I think, yeah, rotating file handler. So this is a class. Now in this class you can define various policies of how you might want to rotate your logs, naming convention, and recent, how many recent versions of logs you want to keep. All these sort of things you can specify. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much.